Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. As you may know, May is Mental Health Awareness Month, so we thought of bringing you a video where we talk about mental wellness. Your mental health is important to us. I'm Pinky and I'm the Assistant Program Coordinator for Migrant Worker Community Program, and I'll be presenting in English. You can also watch this video in Spanish, which will be available on our page. The links for everything will be in the description. Thank you so much, Kairos and Service Canada, for funding this project. Without further ado, let's start with the presentation. Today we'll be talking about what is mental wellness, maintaining good mental health while living away from home, and a coping toolbox. Before we discuss mental wellness, let's talk about mental illness first. Mental illness can be described as disruption in thoughts, feelings, and perceptions that are severe enough to affect your day-to-day functioning. Mental illnesses are caused by a complex combination of our genetics, biological, personality, and environmental factors. Difficult life events such as violence and trauma during childhood or adulthood can also cause mental health and substance use problems or make them worse. So, what is mental wellness then? Mental wellness is an internal state of being that helps us think, feel, connect, and function. It is an active process that helps us to build resilience, grow, and flourish. Mental wellness is multidimensional. First is mental, how we think, how we process, understand, and use information. Then emotional, how we feel, how we manage and express our emotions. Social, how we connect our relationship with others. And psychological, how we act or function or how we put the pieces together, taking external inputs along with our internal capacity and then making decisions or doing things. Mental wellness is on a continuum. So you can have a mental illness but still be in a healthy state because it means the illness is being handled properly. You could also enter the crisis zone without having a diagnosis of mental illness. People can move up and down on this scale depending on how they manage the mental illness. Mental wellness fluctuates. We all have good days and we have bad days. There are days where we do not feel the best, and that is okay. On bad days, it is important to take extra care of yourself. So, how do we maintain a good mental health while living away from home? Coming to a new country, leaving your family behind, having increased responsibilities and financial management along with other stress can make you feel like you are alone in this journey. Try to make new friends at work that understand what you are going through or that will give you support while you adjust to your new life. We know moving to a new country can seriously affect your mental health. So here are some effects of living away from home. The impacts can change you in different ways. For example, behaviorally, lacking initiative, interest, and energy. Physically, you can see lack of sleep, headache, tiredness, change in appetite, gastric and intestinal pains. Cognitively, absent-mindedness, obsessive thoughts and reminders about home, negative thoughts about the new place. Always remember that you do not have to go through this alone. Help is available and you are worthy of it. We will discuss a couple of resources as we move along in the presentation. Things you can do to help yourself feel better. So try to make your space feel like home. Put pictures in your room of things that you have a personal meaning to you. This can be a picture of your family, the flag of your country, a picture of a scenery you love at home, or memoirs of times in your life that you enjoyed. Next, try keeping a positive attitude. This experience is a chance for you to enjoy yourself in a different environment. You will have new opportunities. Thinking of your relocation as your first step into an exciting new world will help you deal with sadness and anxiety and can help you cope throughout this new process. Focus on the good parts about this experience. Staying connected with your loved ones. Set aside time to video chat with your family and friends. Make sure you stay connected with the people that mean the most to you. This can help you feel supported and loved. It will also help you feel more at ease. Making new friends. Speak to someone new. Sit with a new friend during your lunch hour. Tell others about you, what you like, where you're from, what music you listen to, or anything you want to share. Be open to other people. Connecting with others is the best way to feel like you are a part of something, and making new friends can help you feel less lonely. Eat foods that remind you of home. Treat yourself to meals that make you feel happy and closer to home. There are many restaurants restaurants in town you may enjoy, give them a try. Indulge in entertainment that reminds you of home. Utilize your time off to relax and watch things that you're used to watching back home. Whether it is a TV show, YouTube videos, movies, or listening to music from home, anything that helps you feel closer to your roots. Now that we have discussed a couple of ways that you can make yourself feel better, let's talk about a coping toolbox. In order to deal with life circumstances, you need to develop the necessary skills to properly process your emotions so that you can maintain your emotional wellness. These skills will be a part of your personal toolbox that you can utilize to cope. Let's start with defining what is a coping toolbox. A coping toolbox is something that you develop to calm yourself during times of stress or whenever you feel like you need to ground yourself. Let's build one coping toolbox together. So we'll walk you through the process of how will you build your own coping toolbox. So you can start by asking yourself, how did this situation make me feel? So this is a part of recognizing your feelings. You have to practice naming your emotion. Does this make me feel sad? Does this make me feel anxious? Does this make me feel frustrated? Does this make me feel angry? You have to practice naming your emotion. So before we even jump into finding ways to calm yourself, it is important to recognize and acknowledge that you are feeling distressed. Now that you have recognized your emotions, now it's time to self-soothe with your senses. This technique can be used when you feel overwhelmed. So whenever you're feeling overwhelmed, no matter where you are, you think about 5 things you can touch, 4 things you can see, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can taste, and 1 thing you can smell. Using this practice will allow you to be more present and simultaneously calm your nerves. This is again just the part of the toolbox. It is just one of the techniques. There are many more techniques, and we have done a video on coping, just coping, which will be linked in the description as well if you want to check it out. Distraction. First step was recognizing your emotions. Next is you are calming yourself down in that moment. Third step is distraction. Sometimes you just cannot stop thinking about something. You want a solution, but it's not possible to find a solution right now. So you can step away from the problem and use a distraction. But it is also important that you don't run away from your problems, but rather recognize that you need to take a break so that you can get back to the issue with a new perspective. It is also important to know that you do not indulge in any kind of distractions that can be considered harmful to your mental or physical health. Give yourself an hour to focus on an activity that will take your mind off of the problem, but ensure to hold yourself accountable to get back to it at a later time. Next is figuring out tools for emotional wellness. You recognize the feeling that you're feeling distressed, or you're feeling angry, or you're feeling frustrated. Now the next step, you calm yourself down in that moment. If you cannot stop thinking about it, or you do not have the solution to your problem, then you're taking a step back from it so that you can look at it with a different perspective. And the fourth step is figuring out tools for emotional awareness. There are various tools to express your feelings. You can journal about your day, or you can journal about your problem, whatever made you feel bad. Listen how you feel, what made you feel this way. Reflect on the situation and let your feelings out. Create, do art. You can paint, draw, sing, play an instrument. Talk to someone you trust. Reach out for help. You can reach out to a therapist, a counselor, a social worker. We will be listing those resources as we move along in the video. You can express your feelings through movement. Go for a walk, stretch, dance, yoga, lift weights. You can do anything that makes you feel good and help you express your emotions. And the fifth and the final step is ground yourself. Now you know what you're feeling. You calmed yourself down in that moment, or you found a distraction in that moment and then you're coming back to the problem. You found a way to express your emotions as well. And the last thing is to ground yourself. To center yourself and to focus in the present moment, try guided meditation, hanging out in nature, listening to music, listening to nature sounds, utilizing grounding objects such as like a stress ball or a pendulum. Practice breathing exercises. Breathe slowly and with intention. It's time to let go. Always remember, as mentioned, this is a small coping toolbox, and as you are growing your toolbox, you will recognize that there are some things that work for you and some things that don't work for you. Just let go of the things that don't work for you and keep adding on the things that work for you. And always remember, there's different coping skills that work for different situations. It's okay to revisit your toolbox to see if you need to change some skills or add new techniques as you go. So as mentioned before, these are the resources for your well-being. We are a resource. We're always a resource. Migrant Worker Community Program. It's okay not to be okay. You can ask for support. You can contact this number or send them in an email, and you will definitely get a response on that. Other resources for your mental health are Descucho, Farmer Wellness Initiative, available again in various languages, CMHA Mental Health Crisis Line, Windsor-Essex County Health Unit, Connects Ontario, and Wellness Together Canada. If you're feeling distressed and you feel like you need to ask for help, don't hesitate to ask for help. You can either reach out to us and we can connect you to these resources, or you can reach out to these resources directly. If there are any questions, any suggestions, any considerations, please let us know in the comment section below. We are always open for questions. Do not ever hesitate in asking questions. Thank you so much for listening. Again, feel free to send us your questions and or comments regarding this topic on our Facebook. All the links for our Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter will be in the description. Thank you for listening.